Hi everyone, welcome again to our channel, Films and VFX Training. I am Iman. In our previous video, we discussed on what you can do with visual effects and why you need visual effects. If you've not seen the video, we have a link right down below. Click on it, go watch it, and I'm sure it will build your curiosity into what's coming next. It would help you, give you a broader understanding of what visual effect is all about and all that is yet to come. If you really want to be a good filmmaker, a good director, you want to do good movies, you need visual effects. It will help your low budget films seem big. All those things you see in Hollywood, you can achieve them with visual effects. And all these are what we're going to be discussing on this channel. It will help you, give you all you need from the ground up.
Today we'll be kicking off this class with introduction to digital compositing. Like I said in the previous video, we'll be teaching the industry standard application. This is the secret of most Hollywood films that you see on screen. All this we'll be discussing on this channel. We'll be taking you from the ground up, like Ima said. It's a series that if you follow through, in no time, you'll be proud to call yourself a digital compositing artist.
Do you understand? For example, let me show you. As you can see in this video, there's a live stage of two guys talking on the streets. We have a blue screen behind them. Sometimes it could be green, the blue technology of chroma key. Okay, now watch. The blue screen has been removed with a replacement. Yeah, there's a setting, there's a digital extension. As you can see, there are buildings added, the sky has been replaced, the color has been matched, the shadows, the dark, the black and the whites, they have all been matched. Yes, just to make it one seamless shot, to make it as if, to make it look like they were all shot together.
Like in this scene, you can see the runners. Look at the background. These are people cheering them. You can see it's actually filmed on green screen. The people are not there, but it's been extended. Look at the set extension. Look at how they made this scene look believable. Look at how they made it look rich. They make it look big budget. These are the things we are talking about on this channel. We'll be teaching you these skills. With time, you could apply these skills on your personal projects. So this is just a quick overview of the course. So on the diagram, as you can see, this is what we'll be teaching you in this series. We'll be going through a lot of concepts. You know, this is a fundamental course for beginners who wants to venture into 3D compositing and become a digital compositor. So this is just a quick overview of a course. Okay, this is a diagram showing you how to layer things together. That's what compositing looks like. Compositors usually work in what we call a 2.5D space. It's not like a 2D image that you see, but it's not quite there. But occasionally we work in a 3D space in Nuke as well, you know, because Nuke has a very robust 3D system. In fact, that is what edges Nuke from other compositing softwares, you know, and this is why we chose Nuke as our beginners course.
Exactly, yeah, that is why we decided Nuke it is instead of After Effects. We decided Nuke because we discovered that that is what is being used by industry professionals around the world, right there in Hollywood. It is Nuke they all use. That is, for compositors, they all use Nuke. And that is what we are teaching on this channel. Alright, before we go into the next course, into the ideas of compositing, talking about nodes, layers, we'd like you to download the software if you haven't already. Right, so there's a free version available. Just go to Google. Yes, type in Nuke non-commercial. Nuke non-commercial. Yes, so you click the Foundry's website there. Yes, okay, so you can download the free version of Nuke in the website. Now this will give you an almost full version of Nuke, just with a couple of limitations, but it's okay. You'll still be able to do everything, at least from a beginner's level. Yes, and that's it. Before we go into the next course.
Yeah, hello everyone. You're welcome to the class. My name is CB. I'll be showing you an introduction to Nuke. Nuke is an industry compositing software created by the Foundry. In this series, I'll be teaching you what you need to understand to kick off while using Nuke as your preferred software. Yeah, once you open Nuke, this is the application. You'll be greeted with this interface and you'll be wondering what's next. I'm going to be putting you through so that you can understand the user interface of Nuke. With time, we'll be importing footages, we'll be explaining the process of merging images together. Okay, let's go. This is the interface of Nuke. Once you open Nuke, this is what you'll be greeted with, this viewer node. This viewer node represents this viewer window here. Whatever you composite on this panel, which is called the node graph, will be shown in this viewer window. This is where you see what you're compositing, the images you're mixing together. This is where you see it. This is a timeline. This is the timeline. You can choose for it to be in either global, input, in and out, visible. You can choose, these are the frames. You can choose whatever setting you want. I prefer it to always be on global or input, depending on what I'm doing. Also, you look up here on this viewer window where the images, whatever you're compositing here, will be showing. You see all these settings, all these things are being controlled within the viewer. These are like the viewer's controls. I will not be going deep, but with time you will understand how this thing works. Also, look at up here, look at the workspace. In case you just opened it new and you're trying to understand the interface by yourself, you start moving images like this, you start dragging these things like this, and you're stuck. It's very simple. Go back to your workspace and hit reset workspace. It will take you back to the default setting. But for me, I prefer to work in large view workspace. As you can see, the shortcut is by the side. Once I click on it, it brings my node graph to this right side panel. My properties is up here and the viewer window is here, and it's larger for me to see visually what I'm compositing. Let me take you back to the default workspace, which is the compositing workspace. Alright, you can hold down your Alt button and you scroll, or you hold down your middle mouse button and you move your nodes. Over on the left, you can see your nodes. They are in categories. These are nodes that we use in compositing, and if you look very well by the side, you can see their shortcut keys. R is for read in, while W is for write. If you scroll down, you keep seeing Roto is O, Roto Paint is P. All these things I'll be explaining, we'll be using them to composite as we go along. So some of them have shortcut keys, while some does not have shortcut keys. Over to this side on your node graph, if you want to read an image, like I said over here, you can see that the reading image shortcut key is R. You can come to this place and click on R, and it will open your window for you where you can read in file. You can quickly read in your file by clicking on this. So you can see that this file, Nuke has already shown us that this file is a sequence. If you remove this sequence here, you will see these files, because Nuke works with sequences. Nuke does not accept MOV. Not like it doesn't accept MOV, but it is not flexible, it's not advisable. So we export our images or our plates in kind of sequence files. Either we'll do it in EXR, DPX, or PNGs and TIFF files. Once you click on the sequence file, Nuke kind of compresses them. You can see it's written 1000 to 1059. So it's all being meshed together. Once you click on it and you click open, before I click open, if you want to preview the image, there's a black dot here that looks like a play button. If you click on it, you can see your image. You can see the image you're about to import. You understand? Then you click on open and it comes in to your node graph. By hitting the 1 key, you connect your viewer to this image. Now you can see your image. You can see I'm scrolling. I can hit F to reframe. I can also hit H to home it. If I don't want to use the shortcut key, I can come over here. You can see over here, look at fit for F, and you can click H for what? Fit height. That's just it. But I prefer working with the shortcut keys. Who doesn't prefer working with the shortcut keys? Shortcut keys makes things very fast. With time, you pick up these things and you work very efficiently and very flexible. All right, I want to show you that there are different ways of reading in images into Nuke, which I said by importing. But when you hear me use the word read in, I'm actually talking about bringing in images into your node graph, or you call it imports, but I'll be using the word read. I've shown you how to stay on your node graph and hit R on your keyboard, and it takes you to your hard drive or your folder where your image is being stored, and you import it into the. I've done that already. There's another method of doing it, which is over here. You come to the first icon, you can see read image, you click on it, it takes you to the same place. Another way of doing it, which I prefer working, is by using the tab key on your keyboard. Most of the nodes in Nuke, all the nodes here, with the tab key is like the search key. Once you click on the tab key, it brings out a box for you to search whatever node you want to import for compositing. For example, I can quickly type read. You can see read image over here. I click on it, it takes me to the same place. Another method of bringing in images is by simply dragging it from your computer or your desktop or your hard drive into the node graph, which I can do now. You can't see my second screen. I'm actually working with 2 screens. I'll just quickly drag it and you see it. I'm dragging it, I'll drag it, this is it, and I'll drop it. Yeah, and I can hit 1 on it and it will preview. This is the timeline you can see. So I can bring in this image, hit 1, and it previews. I'll just quickly stop it. I can also drag in another image. Let me drag in the background and I'll drop here. As you can see, let me delete this one. It's an error. But this is the background. I can also hit 1 on the keyboard. Actually, you can hit so many numbers on your keyboard. You can hit 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, the idea of having 1, 2, 3 is to kind of compare images when you're compositing, to compare the before and after. You can see on my viewers node, I have 1, 2, 3. I can remove them. I can just leave the 1 and I'll come back here. I can hit 1 on my keyboard and I'm seeing the ground floor. I hit 1 on this side, I'm seeing the 3D robots, and here I'm seeing the ground. Very soon on this class, I'm going to be showing you how to merge in these nodes and composite them so that they can make sense. Quickly follow me to the right side. You can see that any image I bring in has a property on the right hand side of your screen. The property of this image is saying the format is 720p, which is 1280 by 720p. I can also click on this one and watch it changes. Now this one is saying 288, like a 2K image, and this other one is showing 1280 720p also. So like I said, that any image or node here brings out the property on the right where you adjust the settings. I can quickly come over to this left hand side and I'll say let's get a blur node. Let's say blur node. You can see that I'm trying to look for a blur node. Okay, this is it. The shortcut here is B. I can come over here, I can click on it and I have the blur node. You can see the setting of the blur node. I can adjust it and let me hook up the viewer to the blur node so you can see the changes I make. You can see the changes. So I'm affecting that image by adjusting the blur setting. I can also drag this hook and place on the background, and the blur node will affect only the background. You can see. Okay, of course, we've learned how to connect our viewer to our footage. We've learned how to use the shortcut key, which is by using 1 to preview them. Now I have these two images. One is a CG robot and the other is a ground. So I'm trying to merge both of them together. And in Nuke, what we use when we merge one or two images together is called a merge node. It's done by simply hitting the M on your keyboard and you have the merge node. This is the merge node. So we connect the A, which is the foreground, to the robots. Then we connect the B, which is the background, to the actual ground image. Now we are going to connect the viewer to the what? To the merge node to preview what we've just done by hitting 1, or we can simply drag it from here and plug it into the merge node. As you can see, we now have the robot on the background. Now watch, this is how I organize my script. You can see from top to bottom, you know. Then let's preview and see what we've just done. We're going to play it. You see, what Nuke is doing now, Nuke is trying to catch in what you just did, and after that you start playing smoothly. You can see. So we have the robots on the background. You know, though there's still one or two things, you can see the robot is not connected to the background. It's not syncing with the background completely. That would be our next class, where we're going to tracking. Tracking is our next class. So this is just a beginner's course. This is just to show you how the interface of Nuke works. Go back to the course overview, write it down. As we go along these things, trust me, with time, you'll be conversant with these notes.
At this point, I'm sure you know where we say Nuke is node based. You know about your nodes, you know about the viewer node, you know about the merge node. Yes, you know about picking your foreground and your background nodes. You know about the properties panel. That's not all. Remember, it is a series. There's still more to come about learning Nuke and compositing and how to be a very good compositor. Keep following us on this channel. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Subscribe. Yes, click that button right there. There's more to come on our channel. And hey, hit that notification button so that our next video, when it arrives, you will be the first to know. See you guys later. Bye.